Parents in Brooklyn outraged after the city decided to use their kids' school to house migrants who had to be evacuated from the Floyd Bennett field during yesterday's storm.
Brooklyn, you guys out there? Well, hello and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Rita. I hope you all are doing well. So today we are going to jump right into it, and we are going to talk about a congresswoman out of New York. Her name is Yvette Clark. You see her right here on the screen. She did an interview recently where she said it would be a wonderful idea to absorb some of these migrants, basically begging, please send more migrants to New York. I'm going to play the clip right here, and then we're going to discuss.
From Brooklyn, New York, we have a diaspora that can absorb a significant number of these migrants. And when I hear colleagues talk about, the doors of the inn being closed, no room in the inn, I'm saying, I need more people in my district, but just for redistricting purposes. And those members could clearly fit here.
So you heard her. She wants more migrants in her district. So what now? So she can do what? And have more people in her district that will hopefully keep her in power. So they can get more congressional seats. Now, if you don't know, this was the plan all along. The plan was to gain more congressional seats. As most of you probably already know, a lot of these cities actually lost congressional seats because of all of the melee with the 19 and how they shut everything down, and people started packing their bags and hightailing it to places like Florida and Texas and other places, right? So they lost seats. Illinois lost seats, New York lost seats, California lost seats. So of course they want more migrants in their districts, so they can do what? So they can gerrymander, number one, redrawing maps in the districts to account for all of the new arrivals, because they want these people who are non-citizens to be able to vote. Now let's talk a little bit about Yvette's district. So she used to be in District 11, Staten Island. So now they have a Republican representative, Nicole Maliotakis. That's for Staten Island, the district she used to represent between 2007 and 2013. But now somehow this woman she is a career politician. Clearly, she will not just serve her time in one district and let go. So she has moved on after she served her term. Now she is in the 9th district. And it looks like maybe since they selected a Republican, she did such a great job there that they selected another one of her. No, they did not. They went with the Republican representative in Staten Island because obviously they learned their lesson. So now what does she do? She moved to District 9 in 2013. So District 9, here we go. This is Brooklyn, you guys out there. So this woman is Yvette Clark, your congresswoman. Now, let's talk a little bit about the demographics of this district. 58.5% Black, 31% white, 9% Hispanic, 6% Asian, and then the rest. Your representative, Yvette Clark, says she wants more people, more illegals to flood your district so that she can obviously retain her seat. Now, why would she think if flooding people in would help retain her seat? And I don't think it's just her seat. I think she's saying, because you heard in the video, she said, oh, some people are saying that there's no more room in the inn, but I say bring more, because she understands that New York has lost congressional seats because of the mass flight to freer states. So now, of course, they're going to use these illegals in order to regain and gain more seats. So when the census comes back around, they can have more seats in the House and therefore take over the House. So they are playing the long game. Republicans need to wake up to the fact that these people are playing the long game. People said all this time, all you kept hearing is that replacement theory is a white notion. It's a white talking point. Well, what are we seeing now? This woman openly saying that she's hoping to get more illegals so that she can obviously she wants enough to be able to cancel out the votes that people are going to put in. Now, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but more and more people are starting to wake up to these shenanigans. Like, especially black folks, like people in Chicago, people in New York and New Jersey, all these areas, you see a lot of these man on the street interviews with a lot of black people saying that they are done with the shenanigans. This illegal migration thing has really opened the eyes of a lot of black people to see that Democrats talk a good game. They come in the neighborhoods talking about, chicken and hot sauce. And
it's something that you always carry with you. Hot sauce.
Really?
And dancing and talking about they smoke weed with Tupac and all this other stuff. And then what do? They get on a news station and talk about how they want more migrants because they want to pack their district. So what do you think what's going to happen to people who live in her district in Brooklyn? What do you think is going to happen when all these people flood, which I'm sure they already are starting to flood Brooklyn? Well, the hope, just like the hope in Chicago and in other places, the hope is that while you are waking up, that it won't matter, because they are already thinking, like I said, playing the long game. They're already thinking ahead and thinking it doesn't matter what you say. That's why Brandon Johnson is saying that people won't have an opportunity to vote on whether or not they want to remain a sanctuary city. He is basically just decided, it's his show and he really doesn't care. He's bypassing city council to, provide more and more money, millions upon millions of dollars to aid migrants. Why do you guys think they're doing that? They're doing that because of what this woman, Yvette Clark, said. She says she needs more in her so they can redistrict. That means they're going to have, they're going to get more congressional seats in all these different districts. She's hoping hers will be included in that. And so they'll have more representatives. And the hope, obviously, is that these people will vote for Team Blue. And why wouldn't they? These are the people that's welcomed them in, that's told them, hey, come on in here. We'll help you out. We'll give you free stuff. Just remember, when we make it okay for you to vote, remember who you're going to vote for. Like this guy who James O'Keefe interviewed at the airport. Take a look at this.
¿Estás pensando en votar en las elecciones en Estados Unidos?
Sí.
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 ¿Qué? ¿Biden o Trump?
Biden.
¿Biden? ¿Estás?
Porque nos están dando oportunidad, Biden.
¿Qué? Sí. Biden, ¿estás pensado en votar en noviembre? ¿Noviembre? Sí.
Sí, primero Dios, sí. Si nos dan asilo.
See? So, these people haven't even been here that long. This guy just got here at the airport, already has been brainwashed to think that Trump is a racist, hates Mexicans, and if he gets the opportunity in this coming November, and he just got here, and he thinks that he's going to have an opportunity somehow or another, he came up with this notion that he's going to have an opportunity to vote in November. Now, where would he get this notion? Why would he think that he is going to be able to vote for Joe Biden in November? Why would he think that? He got it from somewhere. So, like I said before, keep your eye on the ball. All this other stuff, the Jeffrey Epstein and some of the other things that's being talked about, all these thousands and thousands, it seems like, of hours of congressional hearings and Forbes. I can't get enough of Forbes showing me like, such and such yelled at this one at a hearing. Who cares about these hearings? Nothing is happening at these hearings. They're going in there and they're going back and it feels like kabuki theater to me. Honestly, that's what it feels like. Everybody's just in there and they're going back and forth like they're really fighting and they're really, they're really battling it out for us. No, battle it out for us and close this border. These Democrats are bringing these people in by the millions because it's not just because of cheap labor. I keep hearing, I've heard people talk about this. It is not about that. I mean, yeah, for some places, yeah, it's about that. Oh, no. It's more so about what that guy said, getting people in here who think that Republicans are who they're going to brainwash for another 50, 100 years into thinking that Republicans are racist, Republicans hate Hispanics, and that they should always vote for Democrats because these are the people that gave them a break. These are the people that gave them a free ride, gave them welfare, gave them health care, and all. Oh, by the way, the health care that a lot of the liberals, or I won't say liberals, but a lot of progressives have been asking, why can't we just have health care? Well, that's what they've been pushing for, universal health care, right? That's what they've been pushing for. And, I've heard some of them say, we've been told no, but now places like California, they're starting to give free health care to illegals. So, as I said before, these progressives these Democrats, I'll just say these Democrats that are in office, they are playing the long game. And I've heard sometimes people will say, well, you have to look at the candidate. You can't just look at the party. That's not how they move, though. They move as a collective. If you listen to them speak, they always talk about collective, and being the collective. They believe in moving in a collective way. Right. You don't go off script and you get reprimanded. They don't believe in that. So if they're talking about the rainbow agenda and the open borders and all the other crazy stuff that they talk about, they're all in on it. If they're not in on it, they can't run as a Democrat. Look at RFK. Right. He had to step out and and decide that he was going to run as an independent because the Democrats pushed him out. This is happening everywhere. In Chicago, there's a guy running against Chuy Garcia, who is a congressman, and Ray Lopez. He's one of the aldermen right now. He's running for congressman. And guess what? He's a Democrat. He's more of a centrist now, but they're all pushing him out and pushing in Chuy Garcia. Why? Because Chuy Garcia is a socialist. He is an open borders, universal everything, universal basic income, and bring in more illegals. Like, let's flood with illegals. Let's replace these people we have here who, oops, now we're out of the closet. So guess what? Now everybody knows what our plan is. Like I said, they're playing the long game. And now that they know that you Black people are getting hip to what Democrats are actually doing, and for a whole lot of other people who are getting hip, Hispanics and everybody else who's like, wait a minute, what's going on here? We're not voting for them. We're voting for Trump, or we're not voting, or everybody is starting to back off because they see, we're starting to see more and more what they're about. I think that's purposeful. I think they're coming out of the closet and the fangs are out, and they're perfectly fine with everybody knowing like what their plans are. Brandon Johnson he does not hide it. So they're all open about what they're about bringing in more illegals. They want to do that. It's always been about the votes. It's always been about the votes. So yeah, now you got this woman in New York, in Brooklyn, openly saying, please, begging for more illegals in New York so it can help her pack her district full of non-English speakers, non-citizens who she is gonna do everything she can, you better believe, to get them to be able to vote. So you better be watching those polling places too, because I'm just saying, keep an eye on those. I mean, I don't know what script Eric Adams is following. I don't know if he's staying on script. Sometimes I have the idea that people like Eric Adams, like right now, he's starting to he's pushing back a little bit and saying, we can't handle it. We can't take it. I almost wonder if part of this is a diversion. Like, he is looking like he is the person that he's the front man, the face of the people, right in front of the people, right? So I almost wonder if he's the one standing out there making it look like, hey, I'm really trying for you guys. I'm really trying to push back against Texas and against the government to keep these illegals out. I'm really trying. Eric over here. Meanwhile, this lady is saying the quiet part out loud, like, no, actually, we want more in New York. We want more because we're going to get more congressional seats if we get more bodies here. And we're going to get more votes because we're going to have more bodies here. So I wonder if Eric Adams is being genuine about how New York is, it's too much. Maybe a little bit of that. I'm sure it's stressful. But the other part of that is what that woman said. No, bring us more. Who cares if these people have to sleep on the street and it's snowing and raining? Like, who cares? They want to talk about Texas using these people as political pawns. I mean, that is rich. That is really rich. I have never seen such. It's just crazy to me. But again, they're saying this because this is what they're actually doing. They're actually luring people in with promises of gold and silver, only to have them laid up on the streets in months and months and months. So, and having no plan in place, but willing to take all these warm bodies because, hey, when it's time to redistrict, hey, our fates will be sealed and we'll be in power in perpetuity. So that's the goal. That's the plan, to replace not just, it's not a white supremacy theory. We can see this playing out now. Now we know that all the people who talked about replacement theory was not lying. It's not about replacing white people. It's about replacing all of us English speakers who have a problem with what's going on in our country right now. Anyway, what are you guys' thoughts on this? Can you believe this lady in Brooklyn? Brooklyn. If you're in Brooklyn, what do you think about this? Did you know that, your representative was out here, stomping for more, bring more, please bring more. And you know that when more come to you, that's going to be more taxes, more money out of your pockets, more money that we're all actually paying into this. More money, right? More money toward, from us to you, illegals, that we don't have because gas is really high and everything is really high and housing is really high. And I could go on, but hey, we're making it rain all on grown folk who have come here illegally, not for asylum. Most of these people are not being politically persecuted in their country because that's asylum. The economy does not qualify for the asylum. At least it didn't used to. But we talked about in another video, they are changing the definition of asylum. So now people are claiming anything to be asylum, climate asylum, and everything else. But under the standard definition, the traditional definition, most of these people do not qualify for asylum. They are not being persecuted. People are flying over here from different parts of Africa and everywhere. And they're not asylum seekers. Some of these people come over here with brand new iPhones and whatever else, dressed, in clean clothes. I mean, we are getting taken advantage of pretty good as American citizens. So I just wanted to come on here and tell you guys about this Yvette lady. What do you guys think? If you're in Brooklyn, what do you think? Did you know that she was trying to overrun your district, black folks? She's trying to stamp out your voice because you're 50% over there, right? What did I say? 50% black, 31% white, 9% Hispanic. That's about to change real quick. Anyway, until next time, ciao. God bless.